After Prohibition, one of my favorite things to do is come over here and look through the telephone books and the city directories and find out that last time I came in, I discovered that sure enough the shanty was still operating in '61. I got out of high school in '61, so that's frequently where I start looking for stuff when I'm going frontwards and backwards. In '61, there were 19 places listed that sold barbecue, and only 2 of them listed the fact that they sold beer. Just last week, under intense pressure to do this, I had to find that out. In 1961, one of those places that advertised cold beer with barbecue also said that it had tables for white and colored. I was stunned. But it went a long way toward getting my focus together on what it was like in my own city at a certain point in my life when I was only at that time aware of a little bit of what I'm aware of now. Now, there's always been a little bit of macho with the whole concept of beer joints, you know. But if you think it's exclusively a man's world, go out to Dry Creek Inn and ask Sarah for a beer that's not printed plain as day in crayon on the front of the refrigerator. She scares people into not coming out again for weeks at a time. She's one of my heroes. If there's a beer joint in town that you need to check out, it's the Dry Creek Inn. It probably can't be there long. I missed her 89th birthday last week, first one in a while. One of my young managers took a friend of his from out of town to Sarah's just recently because he wanted to show the guy what a real beer joint operator could be like. The fellow knew about her. He was careful. He was trying to make light conversation while she turned and looked through the refrigerator for the correctly ordered Bud Light or whatever. He saw some jam. Sarah, is this good homemade jam? My boy died making that jam. You could hear his back snap as he straightened up, you know. She put the bottles of beer there. He took them. He left a couple of dollar tip, and he made it almost 2-3 steps up those stairs to see the poor man's oasis view of sunset. And Sarah, get back here, boy. Real loud, and he came back scared to death. She's got an old dirty pig. It kind of looks like an ashtray, but it's got a big slot in its back, and there's chain smell down there. He came back, yes, ma'am. She pointed to the tip that he left on the counter, and she said, the dollar goes in the damn pig. There are not many people that have a role to play every day that they can really stretch out in. You know, Kinky Friedman doesn't count. I'm sorry. If y'all ever ask Kinky to speak here, I'm not coming back. I'm just teasing, of course. I promoted his first show in public ever. Not something I'm proud of. It's not hard to forget that alcohol is a depressant, unless you go to Oktoberfest. And then you see the whole thing is just wide open. It's not something that Mad Mothers is going to take completely away from us, but it's something that we're certainly going to have to learn to use in a more controlled environment than we did when I was growing up. The fact that I have long advocated more books in bars and more beer in libraries might be the reason that I was given this invitation. That and the fact that she knows that I've got a pack rack stash that I mean, Niles Graham. I've got stuff from his collection that I shouldn't have. I mean, boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff that the grandkids gave me because it was driving them to distraction. I don't know how many people have heard the Peggy Pickle story, but when she was 6 years old, she found a letter by the soap kettle where Niles was burning all of the trash that he didn't have hauled over here. And Peggy took it home and showed it to Jake and said, "Is this what it looks like, Daddy?" "Yes, it's a letter to Governor Pease, former Governor Pease, from Sam Houston." And just didn't quite get around to getting it in the kettle to burn it with the rest of the stuff. So although he has done more for the History Center, there's no reason to follow his lead all the way. I think we need to do something in his name, and I think a good thing to do would meet more regularly in a beer joint of our choice and talk about how we can put together fundraising parties for the Austin History Center and bring volunteers and money into this place and preserve something really fine that nobody else has got.